Hello and welcome to episode 180-something of the Weekly Song Podcast. We've kind of lost count and neither of us can be bothered to check properly before we begin recording. That's just kind of the show that we are. That's how we roll. We are a weekly songwriting podcast. In fact, we are the weekly songwriting podcast. What we do is we go away each week, we write a song each, and then we bring it to the podcast and show it to each other. My name is Declan, and your name is...
My name is Roger.
Fantastic.
And, yeah.
We can remember that. We can't remember anything else, but we can remember that. We have completed a full season of challenges, which was fun. And now we're here for an extra episode. Doing another challenge and just having a bit of a chill time and a chat and having a bit of a chance to relax and catch up.
That's right, yes. Yeah, low-key vibes today.
Low-key vibes?
Not
I
L-O-K-I.
dressed up as 4. And you made me change because...
We haven't done a joke that works for the audio listeners only for a while, and that does.
That nearly did.
Well, we realised that this is season 20 of the show. And
we started recording.
Yeah, if you remember the beginning of the season, we were like, oh, welcome to season, I don't know, is it 18? Is it 19? It's 20.
It is 20. Bit of a milestone. And so, it's a milestone for us. Look at how we run the show. It's amazing we made it past one season. And so we have decided to do a little challenge to commemorate that. Mm-hmm. We have decided to write a song each, or rather we have been challenged to write a song each. But in some way, it must have something to do with the number 20.
Sorry, I made a noise. Yes, it does.
Tusk.
It does need to have something to do with the number 20, which was a challenge in itself.
There are very many ways you could interpret that. And I think I've done a quite literal version of it.
I'm so excited for yours, because whenever you get presented with these challenges, like very ultra-specific things, you always come out with something that's like a genius take on it. It's always exciting.
This is going to be the exception that proves the rule, I'm afraid. But yeah, we may as well get cracking with the show. And because I've had to do this rambly spiel at the camera, it's your turn first. How exciting. I
struggled a little bit. And this was the song that kind of took the longest, I think, of any of them. Because, I don't know, it was just a case of not kind of knowing where to start. Because the number 20 thing was in my head so much. Okay, you got to work number 20 into it somehow, some way. And I just kind of got stuck on that. I couldn't even get any music that I really liked because I knew I needed to get the lyric first. So it was like a hurdle I needed to overcome. But
because you like doing that sort of stuff at the same time and sort of letting the lyrics be influenced by the music.
Ideally.
But you have brought us something.
I have.
So?
It's called 20 More Times. And
20 more times.
And it's
your encore song, isn't it?
Yeah, 20 more times, 20 more songs. And yes, and it goes like this. 20 more times and I swear I'm gonna give this up. 20 more times and I swear I'm gonna kick this stuff. 20 more times and I'm caught red-handed. 20 more times and I haven't changed anything much. 20 more days and I promise that I'll get in touch. 20 more nights till you say that you've had enough. 20 more days till my debt gets counted. Vanished in a flash and I never saved anything much. I want to tell you all the way that I'll repay your favors. Someday I'll turn it all around. I'd like to think that I could say that I would be your savior, but I can't pick myself from off the ground, yeah. 20 more pounds and I swear I'm gonna shed this off. 20 more hours and I figured that I've earned my crust. 22 wings and a 12-inch pizza and 20 more pounds, and I didn't lose anything much. 20 more times and I swear I'm gonna call it out.
20 more times.
20 more jobs and I swear I'm gonna scream and shout.
20 more times.
20 more yards across my boundary, put me back down in the place you found me. 20 more times and I didn't say anything much. I always want to tell the trace that I'll repay your favors. Someday I'll turn it all around. I like to think that I could say that I will be your savior, but I can't even pick myself up off the ground or anything much. It's a silly one.
I like that. So that was Roger's song featuring the number 20 more times. And I'd listen to that 20 more times. That's fantastic.
Thanks. Yeah.
I love that structure in the verses where you just turn 20 more times into like the starting of a sentence where like you can then go in any direction from it. And you explore quite a few.
Yes.
You said this was a difficult one to sort of find a hook into. How eventually did you end up doing that?
It was just one of those things where, like, I'm wandering around doing bits and pieces, chores and that, and I just start thinking, like, the lyric popped into my head, like, 20 more times, and I swear I'm going to give this up. And it's like, okay,
is this
that's
a comment
something.
on our show?
No.
20 more times will get us to about episode 200. Is that when you want the show to
That's
end?
how I want to cap it, yeah. No,
Yeah.
of course not.
Just leave them wanting more.
yeah. And, like, that's how I tell you, like, on air, in song.
Yeah. By the way, Declan, I'm going to quit this show.
He quit the show. What a way to find out. But it's like, yeah, 20 more times and I'm gonna give something up. And I thought, you know, as you kind of pointed out, there's a few different directions you can take that base point and just go this direction, that direction. And so it's like, as is always the case, 20 more times I was going to give this up. What am I going to give up? Well, that wasn't implied in the lyric in the first place, but it's just kind of any habit you're like, I should probably stop doing this. Like, I mean, like, it could be anything. Like, for me, it's like, could be drinking, it could be like fatty foods, that sort of thing. Just anything you're like, I should probably give that up, you know?
Yeah, or like cigarettes or something like that. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's a reasonable number that you can still have a bit of fun with them, but also still like...
in your heart of hearts.
Yeah, I should quit. But you know what? Another pint ain't going to hurt, is it?
It's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Slippery slope. But it had to be like, I had to have fun with it, you know?
Of course, yeah. And you've excelled with that, like as evidenced by me having a little dance and joining in.
Yeah, I love it. And yeah, and then once I had that lyric, it was just almost a case of like, what goes underneath that? And the answer is very simple chords.
Of course. What I do love about that chord sequence in the verses is that you sort of do a lovely... Actually, no, I think it's at the end of the choruses, where you do like this thing that you normally do. You build to, I think it's, in this case, it would be the F sharp, to go up to a B, but instead you do the passing note of the A.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it goes... Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, and then it's into the verse. Yeah, and again, it's just one of those things where usually I would just go F sharp up to the B. But I've always thought, like, if I'm going to grow as a songwriter, I've got to throw at least one thing I don't normally do in there.
At least one extra chord.
Yeah, something I haven't normally done. But it's fun with this one because, like, I say it was difficult, but like, and it was to kind of get the initial seed of like the ball started rolling. Yeah. But once the ball starts rolling with these types of things, because it's so simple, it's just straight ahead. You kind of know, like, okay, that's the verse. 20 more times, and I swear I'm going to give this up. Yeah. And the chorus is just going to be just down to the relative minor, the C sharp minor.
Yeah. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. I think with a song. It was odd. Never done that before.
Sounds like a spring, like boing.
Anyway,
sample that, rework it, someone, please.
sample pack now available. £10 on what's that site people use to sell sample? Anyway, completely beside the point. But yeah, it's when you go to that minor, it's like with a song as simple as this. Like if you go right, time for the chorus, let's go for something really dramatically different, like a G minor or something. It's like that's too much of a wrench in the work sort of thing.
Yeah, this is kind of like it's got a little momentum. It motors along. You can't really get too far out of line with it.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of like stick to the feel. Which I think is something I'm trying to do. I was kind of mentioning this to you yesterday, like this thing of like, you know, when you're recording a part, like a bass part, for example,
yes.
Sometimes the best thing for it to do is just stay on one solid groove.
Yeah, sometimes you want to be James Jamerson, and sometimes you want to be in a 70s punk rock band.
Exactly. And so for a song like this, like it's just important that like not only like lyrically it's simple, but also chordally it's just like just stick to what works, you know.
And like it's a good thing for the audience, like an audience could pick that up quite quickly as well.
That's true, yeah. And like kind of oh that's what's coming next sort of thing. Yeah.
Or like having like little backing I can imagine this in like a very 50s rock and roll stuff, like do what backing vocals and like
yes.
hand claps and things.
I noticed you doing some clap stuff, and then you did kind of a response on one of the verses as well. I like that. It sounded good.
Yes, put those in, but done by someone who isn't me. 20 more times.
I swear my voice is going to break. Yeah, with this one, I think once I kind of got that first bit, it was like, let's explore 20 more of what? 20 more
verses.
20 more verses.
20 more verses and we might just finish this song.
Yeah. I just, so we got 20 more times I swear I'm going to give this up. 20 more days and I promise that I'll get in touch. I'm not always the best at keeping in touch with like family and stuff like that. So like, I should. Sorry, Mum. So I really should. And so that's just like, again, with a song like this, it's not like, and I really dug deep to it. It's just like, I could probably improve this. It's like, it's not that deep,
Yeah, it is about your flaws, but it's not like, oh, I could never love again after this deep traumatic thing that happened to me. It's just like, no, I just probably should clean up a bit more.
Yeah.
Look after myself a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, these are all achievable things.
Yeah.
Start small, but do it.
This is not a Sisyphean task.
Yeah, exactly. Sisyphus. And then in the third verse, 20 more pounds, that's where I'm going to shed this off. I've been running, but I also have been...
He has been running. He's been running a lot.
But
He's been running quite quickly as well.
First 5K the other day. Boop, boop, boop. And what was I going to say? But also eating not so great sometimes,
Yeah.
Stressful week. Oh, Uber Eats, you know what I mean?
It's very easy to just go like, oh, I've had a terrible day at work, or oh, I need to do this, or oh, that's not working out as it should. Let's just get some takeaway. I can't be asked to sort of sort out that aspect of life tonight.
Yeah, exactly. And then in the fourth verse, of course, I'm going 20 more times I swear I'm going to call out. So this is the weirder one, I guess. 20 more jibes and I'm really going to scream and shout. So it's like kind of
20 more times someone like has a go at you and you let them have it. By golly, by gosh, you will.
But it was kind of inspired with this funny line, which if you remember, I'll be so grateful. If anyone else can remember out there what this is from, I'll be so grateful, because I've been trying to remember. It's this scene from a comedy show or movie. I don't remember. It's been a long time. And this guy goes, I swear, if you do that to me 17 or 18 more times, I'm gonna kick your ass or something. But like the humor of like, it has to happen that many times.
It rings a bell. I wonder if it's a Simpsons thing.
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
It sounds like a Simpsons thing.
Part of me wants to say Napoleon Dynamite.
See, I've not seen that film.
I only saw it once.
Just the once.
I liked it. It was funny, and it may be where that lines were. Anyway, so that's where that kind of came from. The idea of like 20 more. If you do that 20 more times, I'm gonna have to do something about this. Not like once or twice.
You're running down your counter, mate. Come on, keep them coming. Oh, it's 19 now.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course the verses all came first, and then the chorus was the last thing to come, and it was just a case of lyrically like exploring that a tiny bit deeper. I want to tell you all the ways that I'll repay your favors. Someday I'll turn it all around. I'd like to think that I could say that I could be your savior, but I can't even pick myself up off the ground.
I like that.
It gets the job done.
It fits in with the other stuff, like the sort of feeling that you've not been at your best, and like you need to sort of prove yourself to other people and that sort of thing, and like no matter how like not true that is.
Yeah, exactly. It just kind of like points to that. But again, I do like it when these type of songs are like more upbeat. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny, like as of today, I think I like this song. Like having like played it to you and like what you said about it.
This would be a really fun one to do live.
Yeah, it would, right?
Like you just have like a drummer just on the toms, like boom boom kappa boom boom kappa boom boom kappa boom boom kappa, like.
Yes, I like that.
And then just like it is like 50s rock and roll or like 70s like new wave.
Yeah, because it's kind of like a kind of modern. I'm not saying it's as good, obviously, but like summertime blues, like that kind of like. I'm gonna raise a fuss, I'm gonna raise a holler. Wait. About working all summer just to try to earn $1.
Well, I try to go.
He said, wait.
I'd like to help you, son, but you gotta work. I can't remember. Sometimes I
wonder what I'm gonna do, but there ain't no cure for the summertime blues. Oh, man, I really love that song. That's a good one.
I love the T-Rex version, which is much...
Oh, I haven't heard it.
Oh, it's much slower. Like, it's more like a... But it's still acoustic.
Oh,
but
cool.
It has this weird effect in the middle. And you don't have the sort of deep voice like, I'd like to help you, son, but you're too young to vote stuff in it. It's done in, like, the normal register.
Oh, you've got to play that to me. That sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we do a 50s week on the monthly cover podcast, I'm probably going to do that song.
You do that, I'll do 20 Flight Rock.
Oh, yes.
There's 1 flight, 2 flight, 3 flight, 4, 5 flight, 7 flight, 8 flight more. But
such a good song.
I used to cover that as well, actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Back when we were in Cornwall.
Of course, yeah. Oh, man. Yes. Oh, there's so many good 50s songs. Rock Around the Clock. But anyway, that's all I got to say about my song this week.
It's not 50 week, it's 20 week.
It's okay. I liked it. So that's what I brought to the show this week. What have you brought to the show in terms of 20ness?
A much shorter song.
I've been warned about this.
Yes. This is the shortest song that anyone has ever brought to the podcast. And if anyone beats that record, I'll be quite miffed. I don't think I've actually named this song. Hold on, let me have a look. Let's call it Those Eyes.
Ooh. All right.
Goes like this. I know just what happens, and I cannot shake the feeling that I'll never see those eyes again. Oh no. That's all there is.
That's really good. Really good. So that was Declan's song involving the number 20 somehow. It's called Those Eyes. That was really good.
Thank you.
I really like it. It's kind of the opposite direction into a more kind of like really emotional, introspective. Then I thought you'd go more comical, you know?
Well, there is a reason for that. This is the shortest song that has ever been brought to the podcast. It is 48 seconds long by my phone records reckoning. And the reason for that, and the way it involves number 20, is that it only has 20 chords, and it only has 20 words.
Oh, that's so smart.
It also means I didn't have to compose a lot.
Yeah. Well, this is why I was kind of giving you a slightly befuddled look after you finished, because I was thinking, okay, we're about to talk about the song and the 20 thing. Did I miss him say 20 at some point? No. So 20 chords, 20 words.
20 chords, 20 words.
So funny.
So, ignoring the stuff at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I was so worried I'd lost count there.
Oh, wow. So, okay, when did that pop into your head to do that?
I thought of doing a song saying like, oh, here's a song with 20 chords, but meaning like, okay, so it'll only have like A minor, D minor, D7, like that kind of
I
thing.
see. So 20 chord names, so to speak. Yeah.
But then I thought, ooh, what happens if I just try and write a song with only 20 chords? And it was really short. So it's like, okay, because I think originally I came up with something like, which that'd be over in no time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the way to sort of extend that to a reasonable presentation length like is to take it slow. Taking it slow means it's got to be emotional.
Yes.
And at that point I sort of thought, well, is 20 chords enough? Like, to say that I'd fulfilled the challenge, there must be some other permutation of 20 that I can get in here. So 20 words. These are they.
Wow.
Count them if you wish.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. He's telling the truth.
It's not as if anyone can check. They can't exactly listen back to the recording and count the words that I said, can they? But then that also became a bit of a fun challenge in that that's no time at all. So it's like, can you try and craft any kind of story in that time?
Yeah. Time to get poetic.
Yeah, trying to be efficient with your words. So the first line sort of came to me. I know just what happened. You can tell this guitar's out of tune now. So it's like, okay, cool. That's nice and ambiguous. So something having happened quite recently, as implied by I know just what happened. Must be something significant for the narrator to mention it. And I cannot shake the feeling. So again, this has happened quite recently, but it's going to have repercussions in the future.
This is clever. You're setting things up.
That I'll never see those eyes again. So there has been some sort of falling out, some sort of breakup in some way. Two people are not going to see each other again, and this person feels quite sad about it. And then the weary, resigned, oh no, at the end kind of implies that they've not made their peace with it, but they are accepting of it.
Well, you could take the oh no and you could read that a lot of different ways, couldn't you? Like, oh no, I've just figured out it has happened, or oh no,
I blew it.
Yeah, it could be many different. Oh man, I'm not trying to be like hyperbolic. It's really, really good and like a really clever take on the challenge. I really like this.
Thank you. So that's verse 1.
You'll have to join in the last episode of season 21 to figure out what the second verse is when we do 21 words.
Just split up this song over the course of multiple seasons. That would be ambitious, to say the least.
Yes. Well, let me ask you this. I mean, obviously, the chords must have taken some time to think of like, okay, let's do 20, also 20 words. Did you write all the chords themselves first and then do the lyrics afterwards?
Yes, because I kind of ended up wasting a load of chords at the beginning there, if you remember.
Oh, because there's like an intro, kind of.
Yeah, because there's so you end up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chords of 20. So that's over a quarter of them before any word has been sung.
Well, I'd be wanting to work with less chords rather than more. Is that what you're saying? Like, I feel like a verse is probably going to be 8 to 10 chords, something like that.
Yeah, there's a director's cut of this song. Like, I know just what happened.
Yeah.
But I cannot shake the feeling.
Getting all Jacob Collier on me.
I listened to his album the other day, number 4.
Oh, yeah?
I enjoyed it much more than I remembered.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I do like his stuff.
he's a genius.
Smart boy.
He really is.
Yes. Makes one feel inadequate, so.
I mean, all those things where like he does those chords with like slightly flattened thirds and stuff.
Just very slightly. Yeah.
But anyway, no, I mean, about this song, what was I going to say? Yeah, I mean, that's interesting because obviously we've spoken about this ad nauseum, but like I'll often do like chords and words at the same time, and you'll often do the music and then you'll go back and figure out the words. But you must have had like a 2-layered challenge of like, okay, the chords sound cool. What's the story? What's the word economy? All that stuff.
Well, the melody came first, so.
Lovely melody.
Thank you. But like that then means, okay, so I've got that many syllables. How many words is that? Because you could have like different variations that say the same thing but don't hit the word count. You could say, and I just can't shake the feeling, which would give you an extra word. But also, that puts it at 21 words.
Of course.
So you've got to have, and I cannot shake the feeling, cannot being all one word.
Of course, yeah.
Look, I wrote it that way, so it must be true.
Cannot.
So, yeah, it was tricky trying to come up with meaning concisely.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's a tough one when you're kind of trying to tell a story. It's like I said with my historical song of like, okay, I've got to say, he met this woman and he got a job and all this stuff in like 3 or 4 lines.
It's difficult enough when you don't have that linear storytelling constraint and you just have to like get your feelings to a certain point by the end of the verse.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like, and you find that difficult getting either up to the appropriate amount of words or down from. When there's a specific limit on it, it's really like, what am I doing? kind of time.
I think it's a funny like place we're in as songwriters because like you kind of like pick up the guitar at however old as a teenager or whatever, and you go, oh, I like playing Smoke on the Water or like Smells Like Teen Spirit or something.
Copyright. People are gonna love this.
Just don't play Led Zeppelin. But like you start out with that thing of like, I like playing the guitar, riffs, cool, and then at a certain point you kind of maybe get into a band or something, you just start recording and you go, I should probably like write something. So we kind of accidentally become like, not poets, but like we have to get in, acquainted with words.
Someone's got to write the words and it's not going to be anyone else.
Yeah, exactly. So I always feel like I'm like a musician first and a lyricist afterwards, and like I'm always like a struggling lyricist, like I'm kind of like trying to figure that out as I go.
Yeah, like but you wouldn't have anyone else do it, would you?
No, because that's the thing. Like, it doesn't matter if you're not like Wordsworth or whatever. Like, you do develop your own style that you wouldn't want anyone else to replace, would you?
Yeah, and like you have to sort of really work at those barriers. Like, if you present a song to someone and like they question, so why do you use that word there? Because that's a bit confusing, and you have to fight back that thing of like, because I wrote it and I know what's going on there. You have to go like, oh well, I wrote it because of this. Have you considered that? No, that would be so much better.
Yeah. That's the thing with another pair of
How dare
ears.
you improve my song with one word?
That's the thing that I don't think I could improve on any of your stuff. It's like you've always kind of like, again, got your own voice and style going on there. It's really cool. So is this, you don't have to answer if you don't want, if it's personal, but is it autobiographical or is it just like telling a story that's completely fictional?
It's just completely fictional.
Right.
I can't be autobiographical in 20 words, darling.
I was born. I don't know.
That might be a title.
yeah, definitely. That's really cool. Any other points we haven't covered on this song?
Not really.
There's not so much like to pick apart, I guess, this time.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's only 48 seconds long. There's not really that much to it.
I really like short songs, don't you? And I think this is like, it's up there with my favourites.
Cool, I'll do like the 12-minute version next time.
That would be, how many words? I don't know. Up in the thousands. So what have you been listening to recently? I know it's only been a week. Wink, wink.
Yes, we have totally not taken a couple of weeks off to sort out organisational shit because we are both busy people.
Couple of weeks. We started filming the season in 2018. There's been a pandemic since.
I had hair back then. I've been listening to a lot of Prince recently, as will not surprise you.
Hey, me too.
Yeah, particularly Purple Rain. I've been listening to that album a couple of times, and I don't think many albums start better than Let's Get Crazy. It's my favourite Prince song.
Dearly beloved. I love the whole intro.
We're gathered here today to get through this thing called life.
Oh, so good. Yeah. And the weird, like, warbly keyboard and stuff.
Like, trying to emulate an organ, yeah.
Yeah.
So if the elevator tries to break you down, go crazy. Punch a higher floor. Down, 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 down.
That's so good.
It's so good.
And that kind of falls into the thing we were talking about off air of, like, Prince doing, like, a more rock album. And I think Let's Go Crazy would be on that album.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the most rock Prince song, I think, that I can think of.
Definitely. That and Bambi. Yeah.
Bambi.
So good. So good. So what, is that your favourite song on Purple Rain, or have you got another that's...
I like a few of them, Purple Rain. I think Let's Go Crazy is my favourite Prince song. But I really like Computer Blue.
Yeah, so do I. Underrated.
Really Till I find a righteous one. Computer Blue.
Yes.
Darling Nikki is really cool.
Yeah.
I love the timbre of that track, particularly when it gets heavy in the chorus. It's like
yes.
And then you get to those drums in the verse. That's really cool.
Oh man, I told you, like, again off air, like, that I'm going through Prince Phase 2, and that's the next album I'm going to listen to. Oh. And you've got me even more pumped for it now.
When Doves Cry. What a piece of production. Dig if you will. Sorry, it's just going to be me singing Prince songs. A picture of you and I engaged in a kiss. The beautiful ones. The ending of that. Like, do you want him or do you want me? Because I want you.
Oh, man.
And then, of course, the title track.
Yes.
It's one of those songs that I skipped out on a little bit when I was younger.
Yeah, how so?
Because you hear, like, all these, you know, these songs that are meant to be the classics, like Stairway to Heaven and Bohemian Rhapsody and Purple Rain. And you think, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, like, for me, I skipped out on things like Stairway to Heaven for a while, and Purple Rain was just one of those songs I skipped out on.
Yeah.
So the first time I heard it properly in full, because I think I'd heard, like, the beginning, like the first verse.
Sure.
Which is great. But
it's like really... a 80s ballad. Okay, cool.
Yeah. But when you hear the whole thing in context at the end of Purple Rain, and it's just like, right, okay, time to reconsider a few things.
Yeah. I mean, I think on that particular recording, I think he's channeling something otherworldly. It's amazing. There's just so much emotion in it.
There are very few times where you get touched by the gods of music. Yeah. And that was definitely one for Prince.
Definitely. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I like, I think that all those are my favorites too. Purple Rain, there's a really good version of that on this live album called One Night Alone.
Okay.
And it's like him at, like, his, in my opinion, like, live peak, like early 2000s, like full band, like full on band, like horns, everything.
For a disclaimer, Roger is a proper Prince fan. Like, he introduced me properly to Prince.
Ooh, I love him. Just love him. Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason that you did your first album all by yourself.
It's so cheesy that I did, like, the written, produced, arranged by.
Yes, but
just
you've
copying him.
got to do it.
I guess. But yeah, the live version is really good. In fact, I think I've shown you one song of it before, which is are you familiar with the song Alphabet Street from I think Parade? No,
I think that's off Love Sexy.
Love Sexy, yeah.
And that's one of the ones I haven't actually heard yet.
I think I might have shown you, like, this was like years and years ago, so I don't believe you don't remember. But there's this great moment where, like, Prince stops the band. Like, everyone's kicked in, they're kind of going for it. It's really funky, and, like, he goes, hold on. He goes, wait, Josh, just play the bass line. No, Josh, just play the bass line. And then he starts playing this bass line. He goes, oh, you gotta understand, I got that in my behind. He says, too funky. Oh, it's such a good album because there's so many moments like that where, like, they kind of, it's a real live band. It's not like the greatest hits on a CD. It's like they're interacting all the time. It's great.
I love artists who can sort of break the flow of a show like that to, like, entertain in unconventional ways. Like, Dave Grohl's a bit like that in Foo Fighters. Like, where, like, I remember there's one bit on Skin and Bones where he turns around to the percussionist, goes like, wait a minute, no, play that one. That's rubbish. Play the next one. No, that's rubbish. Keep vamping everyone. Play that one. Okay, how much did you pay for that? $100. Right, worthless. What's the next one? Triangle. Yes, triangle. Keep going. Right.
That's so funny. I actually haven't seen that.
Oh, it's not on the live album, but it is on the video of it.
Oh, that's why, because I have heard the album, but I haven't seen the video. That's cool.
Yeah, because they cut a lot of stuff out that wasn't in the video.
It's annoying when they do that.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that's like just between the, or not, I know it's not between, but like there's not the songs.
Well, you and I are Beatles fans, so we do appreciate like those little breaks of character or like those little bits of humour that sort of go into a performance.
Well, we're post-anthology babies. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
When we were kids, that was already out. Is my favourite stuff, really.
But even back in the day, like they had the banter on stage and everything, which showed that they were not taking it seriously, and they just happened to be the biggest band in the world.
I think that's a big part of their success. It's like that they just took the piss out of like being famous.
Yeah, like the music they did seriously, but everything else was up for grabs.
Exactly. Which is another nice thing about Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters, because like, didn't he say something like the albums we take very seriously, but the music videos are like candy commercials or something?
Yeah, that's on the Back and Forth documentary.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like the opposite way to sort of the way that Prince does it, because Prince takes everything seriously. Like even sort of like the cheesy movies and things. Like I don't know what your opinions of the movies are, like because I have seen the film Purple Rain, and I'll be honest, my attention wavers when they're not doing a live concert.
I get that.
Yeah.
I really like the film Purple Rain. I don't like any of the other films. I have seen them. I don't like any of the other ones. I don't know. There's just... I go to Prince for music, I guess, not movies. But Purple Rain, I think it hit me at the right time where I was like, I don't know, I was 16 when I watched it, so very impressionable. And the scene where, he beats his rival and he plays the gig, it just really hit me like at the core. So I think just that one emotional moment has like bonded it to me for life.
Yeah, like you can't unseparate like that from... Yeah. But that's kind of what I've been listening to, a lot of Prince.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, me too, basically. So, I mean, have you just that again, basically? But like other albums that I know you like, Purple Rain, but like, are there any of the later albums that really stand out to you, later than Purple Rain?
Musicology, I quite like. You introduced me to that one.
Yeah, that's my favorite one.
I think I've got the Gold Experience, which I enjoyed, but I need to listen to it again. Welcome to America. I know that's one of the posthumous albums.
Oh, yeah.
That played on HMV when that was released, and I remember really enjoying that, because that ended up being like a bit more guitar focused than a lot of the stuff that was put out around that sort of time.
Yeah. Funnily enough, I actually have that on vinyl. I think my mum got it for me for Christmas, a few Christmases back anyway, and I listened to it at the time and remember thinking, oh, it's a good Prince album. But now I'm like revisiting him. I think sometimes when you revisit an album, you kind of like... especially if you've got an intentionality around it, like, okay, I'm into Prince right now, let's do this. Yeah. You kind of give it like even more of your attention and stuff.
Because I think the first time you hear a record, you're going into it with the expectations of like, oh, this is going to be an album from X artist, it should sound X way. And any differences or anything sort of that runs counter to that, you're sort of listening to for the first time. When you go back, you're eased into it, you know it's coming. So you can begin to appreciate it for what it is rather than what you thought it should be.
That's a good way of putting it, yeah. Like, especially if somebody adds synthesizers or something, you're like, that's all you can hear for the first go through.
Yeah, like for me as a Queen fan, like listening to The Game for the first time through, it's just like after like their 70s stuff where they use no synthesizers at all, and that kind of influenced a lot of my thinking about how I record music. I'm better now. To hear The Game as suddenly, like, your first reaction is like, oh, there's synthesizers at the beginning of it, and like, oh, they've done this, that, and the other. And then when you actually listen to the whole thing through, outside of the intro on Play the Game and Coming Soon, not really that much on there.
Right, yeah. I guess it's just coloured by that first impact.
And then you go like, what were you worrying about, you weirdo?
Yeah, exactly.
Listen to Dragon Attack again and love it.
Yeah, basically. I mean, particularly if the person you're listening to like is evolving through their albums, but you know they're good songwriters, like Freddie Mercury and Brian May and Roger Taylor and they're four who all had number ones, right?
The only band in the world who every member has written a top 10 number one.
That's insane.
Sorry, a top 10 song.
Top 10 song. That's
Because
insane.
they actually have very few number ones in the UK.
That seems so weird because they're such a legacy band.
Like, it's to do with the greatest hits being the best-selling album. That's why you think they were better, than they had more success in their time than they did. Not to say they weren't successful.
Interesting.
But yeah, the only number ones were Bohemian Rhapsody, Under Pressure, because it was kind of a novelty with David Bowie. And then I think These Are the Days of Our Lives got to number one. And then Bohemian Rhapsody got to number one again with the same recording as Christmas number one that year for understandable reasons.
And then it was You're My Best Friend, which was popular in the US, right?
US number ones are different, and I don't know those.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Another one, Bites the Dust, went crazy over there. It was number one on multiple charts.
Yeah.
But I'm not an American. I have not done my research on that. I don't know.
Right. Oh, man, yeah. I kind of had that thing with the synths with Todd Rundgren, because his 70s albums are a 70s multi-instrumentalist guy doing the 70s thing, guitars and everything. And then the 80s, he seemed to buy every synthesizer that came out each year, and you'd hear them being added on. And so I kind of jumped from like a 1978 album to a 1985 album. I was like, oh god, this is too much, but kind
It's
of
like when you listen to 70s Genesis and then you jump to 80s Genesis and think, are these the same band?
It's almost like, no, in a way they're not, but if the songs are good, which they are with Todd Rundgren, very good, you can kind of like almost like see through that stuff eventually. Like you can kind of go, oh, what he's doing with the synths he would have done with guitar or piano in the 70s. So I can kind of still hear the song through that.
Yeah. Like it's when people actually use them creatively as synthesizers in their own right and not just as a replacement for the guitar, which is a trap that many bands fell into.
Yeah, true.
I mean, some of the most tasteful synth work on early records has to be on Abbey Road.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's one of the early Moogs, with like when they were massive and they took up like a good part of a room.
Yes, there's that picture, isn't there, of like the Beatles like seeing it for the first time, and like I think George is like screwing around with it, like this massive behemoth.
Yeah. But then it's on Here Comes the Sun.
Yeah.
Which you would think of that as just being like this acoustic guitar track and not much else on there, but then when you investigate it, like there's a lot going on that song.
Oh yeah, and they used it so sparingly on the album too, like because
it's on Maxwell Silver Hammer as well, isn't it?
And She's So Heavy for the white noise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the thing is like for it seemed in the 80s, if they went, oh, the new keyboards are the new Yamaha or whatever, they'd use all over the album. They coat the album in this like icing of the synth. Whereas the Beatles didn't do that. They just went like, we used it on these 3 songs a bit.
Yeah, here's an additional tool in our toolkit. And you can get some great work out of synths like that. Like obviously Kate Bush did amazing work with.
That's true.
Hounds of Love just sounds so incredible even now.
Yes. And those analog synths, they do have a good charm, but as to your point, it's how you use them, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. You've got to really think about how you employ them, particularly in a rock context, which is kind of the context we end up talking about most because we're both rock and roll nerds.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, Prince in a big way too. First album's very good. That's another good example of like synthesizers being used.
Wasn't he like 19 when he recorded that?
19 and did it all himself.
Bastard.
And it's so tight. Like he's just so on the ball. And I was listening to it and I was thinking, oh, he did everything in this album. I was listening to it with headphones for the first time like the other night. And I heard some strings coming. So really great arranged strings. I was like, oh, we could arrange at that time. I wonder who played the cellos. It's him, but it's on synth.
Oh, right.
It's like like an Oberheim 4 voice, which is like they were expensive at the time, but like a string duplicator or
Yeah.
That's what people did on a budget sort of thing if they couldn't afford an orchestra. Yeah. That stuff's amazing.
I need to go back and listen to that first record again.
It's good from like the perspective of like, don't go to it like looking for songs like, oh, I want a hit. It's more like go to it thinking
the
like
hits really start on the second one, don't they?
Yeah, it's like he learned to songwrite at that point and he just went all in. But the first album's good in just like hearing a guy track, put overdubs on and see how talented he is, sort of thing.
I suppose it's that sort of thing of like, I'm only getting one chance to do this. Now watch me stack up a 16-part harmony.
Yes. Oh, you can really imagine a young, like, braggadocious prince, like, kind of, like, almost showing off to the engineers, like, yeah, I got this. Like, I'll do this piano take in one take, sort of thing.
Yeah. Are you sure you don't want extra singers in? I am the extra singers.
Yes. Oh, brilliant. So that is everything for this episode and this season of the Weekly Song Podcast.
What a season it's been.
That's been a good one, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
Yeah, all the different challenges, and yeah, it's been a really good one. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching on YouTube if you've been watching on YouTube, and thank you for listening to the audio if you've been listening to the audio elsewhere. You can get in touch with the show if you want to kind of send in any questions, comments, theories. Any theories? Never said that before.
I mean, you were dropping hints about cancelling the show earlier, so yeah. Write us in your theories about that, everybody.
Oh my god, the Weekly Song Podcast subreddit's going to be ablaze.
We have a subreddit?
No, not yet. But yeah, so you can email the show with any questions or anything like that, or any ideas for challenges, or any songs that you've written in a week. You can simply email the show at weeklysongpodcast@gmail.com.
We should do a mailbox episode one day.
We should.
Yeah. Write in more. Then we can do a mailbox episode and we'll have fun.
Yes, let's do a mailbox episode. Yeah, we could do like maybe like questions or like, you know,
answers.
Oh god. No, got it. Combine them. A Q and A, we'll call it. A question and answer.
I don't know. I think you're stretching this a bit too far. Like the two gimmicks are good on their own.
On their own.
But like if we combine them, does that cheapen each of them?
Probably. I think it's...
I don't know. It could work, but I'm not...
Maybe next season we could try it.
Maybe.
If it doesn't work, we can throw it out with the baby in the bathwater.
Wait, why are you throwing babies out of bathwater?
I've never really understood that phrase. Like, that had to have happened a few times to be like, yeah, don't do that anymore.
Those babies gave the, no, I'm not going there.
So, yeah, you can also, if you want to support the show and contribute to, you just enjoyed it and you're like, oh, you know, I want to throw those guys a few quid or whatever, you can go to coffee.com/weekly song podcast, which is ko-fi.com/weekly song podcast. That's all one word. Yes, so you can find also Declan and me. We have a joint project together called Schnookums, which we have an album out. It's called Attaboy. We're really proud of it. It's really good.
It's really cool.
And you can find that at Schnookums.
He wrote half the songs and so did I.
Yeah, and we completely produced it 50-50 down the middle, played half the instruments each.
You say produced it 50-50. I turned up to record, and then you worked your magic to make me sound in tune.
No. We both engineered and produced. I just have a laptop that I bought with me. That's the difference. But no, that was really fun to do. And we have an EP we're working on, and we've...
Very, very slowly.
Basically, I think we both need to like finish this season, and then I think we'll have a bit more bandwidth. And I'd love to just get back in, because the thing is, the way we've recorded is like, with the first album, we did it so 50-50 that we needed to be in the same room.
Yes.
So now we need to be in the same studio again to do that. So we've got the drums and the bass done, and some guitars we're going to delete, I think, if I remember.
Them.
Yeah. But anyway, you can find our existing album on the streaming services as well as the Bandcamp link I mentioned. Yeah, Declan, where can people find you, your music, and your YouTube channel as well, which you started recently on Line?
So...
Nice noise. Sample that too. That's on the sample pack too.
Oh, dearie me. You can find my music by searching Declan Kitchener into one of the many myriad music streaming services. Alternatively, you could be really cool and buy stuff on Bandcamp. If you want to check out the YouTube videos that I do, search DRK. It's the worst channel name to search in the universe. I don't know why I did it, but it's too late now. And yeah, I do video essays about nerdy stuff. Search DRK Thunderbirds or DRK Captain Scarlet or DRK Wallace and Gromit. Why not? It's your time to waste. I already wasted mine. I don't have to waste any more. Where can people find you?
Well, I will tell you about my albums and that, but I also want to mention, which I've neglected to mention. I really have, but it's a good time to mention it. the monthly cover podcast, the sister podcast to this show, which has started basically during this season or around about then.
About Christmas sort of time.
Yeah. But very much like kind of up and running, and it's going really well. We cover a song a month. Not just Declan and I, but also our friends Josh and Sammy, who have both been guests on the show in the past.
In fact, Sammy has been a guest this season.
This season, episode 179. I remember that.
Yes, because he told us to do the next episode as 180.
That's right. And that's really cool. We do different challenges on that each month as well, like cover a song by an artist with makeup, cover a song that was written on guitar and not piano,
Halfway around.
On piano and not guitar. It was your challenge. I was trying to remember it.
But yeah, that's live on the YouTubes now, so
yeah,
you can find that in the same places that you find this.
Yes. As for my albums, I've made a lot of them, and they're all out there.
They're all great.
You can go to rogerheathers.mindcamp.com if you want to buy the albums, or you can stream them for free on Spotify, Apple Music, yada, yada, yada. I'm also on YouTube, search Roger Heathers, and Instagram at Roger Heathers. I think that's about me. Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, that is it for this episode. As I said, in this season of the podcast, I'm doing the outro again, and
we're stuck in this loop forever.
And thank you so much for listening to this episode
and this season 20 seasons.
20. It feels good, doesn't it?
It feels good, but it also feels insane.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's been really that long at all.
Well, it's been about
but it has.
It's been about 10 years. We started this back in 2016, I believe.
Wow. God. Well done.
Well done.
And to think when you
said keeping going,
you said to me, "Oh, we should do that weekly thing as a podcast." I was terrified. I can't be on mic talking. Look at me now, making an idiot of myself every single week.
You've just gotten used to it. So, as have we all, darling. As have we all.
All right, everybody. Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.